What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back once again, and we are going to be talking about some more Crisis on Infinite Earth, the Arrowverse, however you want to call it. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys my full. Well, if you guys are not already seen my last few videos that I've done with Crisis on Infinite Earths, I've given you guys some reviews, I've given you guys possibilities, predictions, everything that happened in this crossover event. Obviously, the title says for itself. You know how much this event just sucked. It was so badly written. It is just unbelievable because they put. I mean, guys, let's just be really honest here. The only thing that made this crossover event even good was the cameos. That was really all that was good, was the cameos. Everything else was either poorly written, did not make sense, or it was just plainly stupid, or just was not needed. I mean, they put, okay, like for instance, they put so much Lex Luthor in this crossover that it was definitely unneeded. And then they come back at the very end. Oh, hey, Luthor is a icon now. He's the so-called person people want to be for humanity. It's stupid, and only one that will remember will be Supergirl until her sister remembers. Everybody else remembers. That really matters. It was just beyond insane, and I don't understand why they would do that. And at the same time, I'm curious if they were even thinking about this, because again, I cannot take John Cryer seriously as Lex Luthor. I can't. Like, every time when I see him, all I see is like a version of Bad Allen, or however you want to say it, because honestly, that is how he comes across, as like Bad Allen. Because if you guys have watched Two and a Half Men for so long, it's very hard to see him as anything else due to how, I guess, he just comes across. So I don't know, but I can't take him seriously as Lex Luthor. I didn't think it was needed. A lot of what you would think was needed in this crossover, they did not put it in there, especially killing Oliver off twice, which was unnecessary. Also, what was the point of the character Ryan by Oscar that we got to see within the show? Because he really didn't do anything. I mean, if you really look at it, did he actually do anything? No. Okay, supposedly he helped with the shrinking of the Anti-Monitor. That was it. Didn't really do anything else. He was pretty much like, I don't even know, guys. Like, I'm really thinking here, because I'm like, okay, did he actually do anything? No, he did not. Also, Oliver getting trained by this so-called character, don't even know who he is, to become a cosmic being, which was stupid. And then we get to see Oliver die twice too quickly, for my opinion, stupid. You get to see other characters that we wanted to see in the crossover, not as much. We also got to see, there was more like touchy-feely, which of course you're going to have in a show, and what we always see within the show itself. I just was sitting there and I'm going, okay, let's get to this, let's get to this, let's get to this. But at the same time, I'm sitting there in the back of my mind going, okay, we got to have this, because how else are we going to be able to see what's going on, or how they're going to develop, or because with Barry, it seemed like Barry could not do anything without Oliver, which is what they were showing. Same thing with Kara. Kara was losing her hope, and then same thing with Kate, that she was so used to working by herself, she wasn't used to being part of a team. So they put all these things that was needed, but then was not needed. So in certain ways, I agree with some of the talking that they did, but the other stuff was just very annoying, because you're sitting there going, okay, is this going to happen? Is this not going to happen? I'm very curious on what was the ultimate goal here. And we, of course, know that, and this is what makes no sense to me, guys. So if you follow Arrow, Flash, everything of that nature, right? Was there a point to have Felicity go into whatever verse to find Oliver, and now maybe he's alive somewhere? What happened to that version? Is there even a version of that left? That's what I like to know. What version of Oliver is alive? Yes, there's other multiverses now. they're back, but now all the ones that are on different Earths, like I said in my last review, Black Lightning, Supergirl, Superman, they're all now on the same Earth as Flash's team, Arrow's team, Legends, uh, Batwoman. They're all now on the same Earth. So now it makes me wonder, okay, that part I agree and I kind of disagree with, but I think it's really cool that they're finally putting the main so-called heroes together. I do not think it was necessary to have supportable characters in a lead position such as Iris, or even Brainy, because it's like, okay, then I don't think that was necessary. I think Tom Welling returning, I think that was good, but a lot of people were dissatisfied with that. I was dissatisfied with that. People liked Kevin Conway being on there. I thought it was awesome, but to a certain degree. Tom Ellis being on there as Lucifer, I think was absolutely amazing. I thought it was badass. A lot of people want a Constantine slash show with him and Lucifer. I think that'd be great. Them not being able to show Diggle being as Green Lantern, that was disappointing. I wish they would have done that. They did a version of that at the very end. There was just a lot of potential that I saw was wasted. Now again, I don't know if this was the be-all send-off for Oliver. We have 2 more episodes left of Arrow, which I'm going to be talking about in another video. But overall, I was not satisfied with this crossover. I thought this was the most stupidest one out of all of them. I think this was very... Again, it was poorly written. I do not like it. The only one that I thought was as worse as this was the one before this. I mean, I think it was a great way to introduce Batwoman to the multiverse as well as Black Lightning. But at the same time, they could have done it, just thought of a different way. Again, Arrow is ending within a matter of weeks. So a lot of people aren't happy about that. I'm unhappy about that. Do I think it was maybe time? Yes, we got the spinoff coming with Mia as well as the rest of the Canaries. I think that would be necessary, again, to a certain degree. Don't know exactly what's going to happen, so I'm going to give it a shot. But hold your comments on that, guys, because at least just watch it and give it a shot, and then come back and say it sucked or it's good or whatever. Because I think that the character Mia is absolutely amazing. Of course, if you guys saw the preview, that it changed everything. Again, whatever version that was of the future, I guess, is now gone. So I guess that version of Felicity is now gone. Don't know. At least we now know why Martian Manhunter's brother was released, so that way you could do whatever in this. Same thing with possibilities with Kara, with Batwoman, as well as Sarah, as well as Barry. The whole Lex Luthor doing his thing, like that was just, this is, I don't give, here's the thing, guys, I don't give 2 craps about the Monitor. I really don't. I think the Monitor is probably the worst character they've ever came up with, and the most boring. Same thing with Lex Luthor. Again, it cannot take John Cryer seriously as Lex Luthor. So, was this like, oh, you know, blame it? I've seen so many of you guys comment, and it just is like, you guys are stating there, like, okay, this sucks. This is the worst crossover ever. And it is. I mean, you can't say that it wasn't, because it was, because there's so many, like, you're like, okay, why would that happen? This wouldn't happen, or this, or this, or this. I mean, there were so many loopholes that they were doing that a lot of people, including myself, are probably going, okay, that doesn't make much sense. Okay, that doesn't make much sense. Because a lot of people now are going to be going away from the Arrowverse because of possibly this crossover. I've already been seeing the comments. The Arrowverse is now going to be in trouble because of, again, no Arrowverse, but there is room for another Green Arrow, obviously Mia. I think that now, is she going to be as good as Oliver? Possibly not, but I'm willing to give her the shot. I mean, I do like Mia. I really do. I like the character. I like the actress. I think she's amazing. She's very talented, but I also think everyone needs to give her a shot to become a version of Green Arrow. And at the same time, I think that idea of forming a Justice League was absolutely badass. I've been waiting for something for that. Obviously, we may see that in another crossover that may be brought up in one of the shows, like, oh, hey, we create our own version of something. I don't know. Maybe they will show, because obviously Superman is getting his own show. We got Justice Society coming on, or Stargirl, I should say, and more possibly in the future. So we do have more of an Arrowverse that's going to be expanding. So again, maybe we'll get a better crossover event. Maybe Stephen Amell will return. We will possibly see better events. Only thing that I thought was cool was them bridging the movie verse of Justice League now with the TV verse of it. I think that was cool. Again, the cameos was the main thing that was keeping us afloat. Again, guys, this was like a wave. It just was going up and down for me. I think a lot of it was kind of boring. I think that there's some shows I don't think that's going to last much longer. Like Flash, Supergirl, Black Lightning, I don't think that's going to last very much longer, depending on how the writing is. If they keep away from certain subjects, I think it will be good. If they expand more on certain subjects, I think that'll be good. But again, I'm not the writer. I'm just a fan of DC Comics. You guys can agree with me. You guys can disagree with me. I'd like to know your thoughts about Crisis on Infinite Earths full event down in the comments. If you guys agree with me, okay. If not, that's cool too. Let me know your thoughts about it in the comments down below. Hope you guys are enjoying your day, and I'll be seeing you guys on the very next video. Take care.